The fallout continues following weekend comments by BLF leader Mngxitama, where he made racist comments, I think that's what we can call it, calling for the killing of white people. And of course, now one of the organizations that have spoken out against this and they've come out strongly is Solidarity Union. And not only have they released a statement against these comments by Mngxitama, they've actually approached or are planning to approach the IEC to deregister that is a BLF as a political party that can possibly run for elections next year. And now to just get more of this from Solidarity Union itself, I am joined by the spokesperson. So if you can just briefly introduce yourself and just talk to us about why Solidarity Union feels strongly and are approaching the IEC on this matter, these comments by Mngxitama.
Yes, Francois Redlinger, spokesperson for Solidarity. First of all, what we believe Mr. Mngxitama's comments were utterly divisive, and also it can go actually further than that, stating that his comments is incitement to violence. We believe that somebody who has this ideology and this rhetoric should not be allowed to have power in a political viewpoint, nor should he be able to represent the people of South Africa in the National Assembly. That's why we are going to approach the Independent Electoral Commission to ask them to deregister the party as a party so that they won't be able to participate in next year's elections, because as I've said, we cannot allow somebody who has a viewpoint like this to actually call for a genocide just to get votes at the ballot to represent the people of South Africa.
Now, is there legal framework for this request? You're saying you're going to be approaching them to possibly deregister BLF, but are there rules, is there legal framework that allows for this action that you're calling for?
Yes, in the Electoral Commissions Act, Article 16(1)(c) actually states prominently that the Commissioner would not allow any party to register as a political party if that party participates in incitement to violence, and that is exactly what the BLF did. And the BLF is actually, this is not the first time they have used racial lines to get votes for their party. This is a long ongoing thing, and this has just reached a maximum point now where the tension starts flaring up before the elections. We must remember, this is a French party. This is a party who's a French party who doesn't have a lot of support, but they are trying to gain support through racial divisiveness, and we cannot allow, as a democratic South Africa and society, allow somebody with a viewpoint like that to further his career through racial division.
I know you said that your lawyers are still drafting the document, so you haven't actually approached the IEC at this point in time.
Yes, we've spoken to the IEC, but we haven't on a formal matter handed over any papers with the complaint, but we will definitely hand over the complaint during the course of this week. Our legal team is busy drafting the letter, and we will also release a press statement once the letter has been submitted to the IEC.
And now let's talk about, you're saying that there's a lot of parties are using the race ticket to garner certain votes. Is this a trend that you've noticed in the country, especially this year? We've got, of course, the expropriation of land without compensation matter, which has also, built up a lot of racial tensions. Is this a continuation of this racist card that we're seeing being played here?
Yes, definitely, but this takes it to a whole new level. But we must also look at the ANC and the EFF, who preaches unity and racial unity, and when they in practicality not practice it. And the problem is that the BLF is actually just now a symptom of the society that has been created in the National Assembly, in Parliament. During the discussions of EWC, we've seen a lot of racial tensions flaring up, and now the BLF's comments is just one step ahead, and it's just a symptom of what has been created. And we still believe that it could be turned around. We believe that on ground level, South Africans are actually all working together to create a better society. And all of South Africa, we've seen a lot of political parties also making statements regarding the BLF's comments, and if the whole country actually supports not stirring up racial tensions and working for a better South Africa and actually disregarding and condemning the BLF, it would be better for all.
All right, and briefly, you mentioned earlier on when we spoke to you that you would have liked to have seen EFF and the ANC also speak out against this. Talk to us about that.
Yes, we've seen the DA, the COPE, as well as the Freedom Front Plus, and as well as Institution 9, institution, the Human Rights Commission of South Africa, has actually spoken out about the comments. We've seen it on all the news wires, we've seen it on social media. Everybody is condemning this act, except parties such as the ANC, which is the leading party, as well as the EFF, who has a lot of votes in South Africa. They haven't condemned the pronouncements that Andile Mngxitama made, and we are still waiting for them to condemn these actions, because we believe they can't actually resound it. They can't actually feel that this is the way to take the country forward, and they should also condemn the BLF.
Thank you very much for your time. Well, there you go, a solidarity union to approach IEC to in an effort to try and seek a legal way to deregister BLF as a possible political party that can possibly enter elections next year. Of course, they're saying that BLF leader Andile Mngxitama's comments is an incitement of violence, and that such a party should not be allowed to run for elections in this country come 2019.